So, after the Roman Empire had reached its greatest extent in the 2nd century CE, so CE stands for Common Era. You've also may have heard of it as AD, which is Anno Domini, or BCE, before Common Era, is also like BC, before Christ kind of thing. But this is what they use more typically now to get away from the religious implications. So it's CE is Common Era, meaning right now. So emperors consolidated its borders in various ways. Where the frontiers were over land, they were seen as vulnerable. So if it was on land, it was vulnerable from all sides. Often, the emperors built heavy fortifications on land, such as forts, walls to defend the borders. Where there was a natural barrier, like a river or desert, so something that's that's harder to cross, they're going to build a light fortification, such as a watchtower, were viewed as adequate. And where there were major barriers, such as the ocean, like you're going to see somebody coming across the ocean pretty far out, so you don't really need to have a huge fort. As the ocean, the emperors concluded that no defense was needed. So, looking at the map, so it's northwestern frontiers of the Roman Empire. You have sea frontier, are the dotted lines here. And then river frontier is this little dotted line right here. And then land is this right here. And then all of this is ocean, 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 water. So you're going to look at this and it's, this is water, water, water. Based on the information above, you have to put these in which order they go in on here. So, like it said, so we're going to look at heavy. So heavy were fortifications that were over land. So the only one that's truly over land is right here. So that's heavy. Light. So light fortifications, look back up here. Watchtowers are adequate. And they were built where there was a river or desert. So you're going to look on here. Okay, so rivers. And it's going to be a sea, so river. So you're going to look along here. This is the only one that's really along a river. So you're going to have light fortification, because this is a river frontier is what it says. So none. Both of these are on a sea frontier, so either like a sea or an ocean. So both of these are going to be none because they are coastal. All right, so we're finally at our last question here. You guys can quit listening to me jabber for a while. So let's get to this last one and we'll be done. If you have questions, you can always go to opendoorsspokane.com to check us out. And I will try to get some more videos up, hopefully something about language arts in the next couple of days. So the constitutional guarantees of fairness and equality under the law, our basic civil liberties, are called due process. The 5th and 14th Amendments state that government shall not deprive anyone of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Meaning they can't just come in and take your stuff without there being a good reason or you going to court to prove it. The 5th Amendment protects people from the actions of the federal government, meaning you can't have the FBI come in and do the same thing as like local police. They can't just come in and take everything because they want to. The 14th protects people specifically from actions of governments of the individual states. So it means you can't take like the Washington State Patrol can't come in and take your stuff just because they want to. So what is the main difference is what we're looking here. The difference between the 5th and 14th. The 5th Amendment applies to adults and the 14th to children. Doesn't say that anywhere in here. That just has nothing to do with anything. The 5th Amendment applies to due process and the 14th applies to the freedom of speech. So 14th protects people specifically from actions of the government and due process. So Doesn't have anything to do with that. The Fifth Amendment applies to the federal government and the 14th to the state. So it says that right here. The Fifth Amendment protects people from the actions of the federal government. The 14th protects people from the actions of the government of the states. So your answer is C. And then the Fifth Amendment applies to life and the 14th to liberty. Nope, they both apply to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So your answer here is going to be C. And that's pretty much it. So, end of social studies test. Congratulations, you made it through, and hopefully you're a little better for it from listening to me. And if you have any questions, or if you want to look into it further, feel free to look at page 720, which has the answers and explanations in the Kaplan 2017 book. So that's kind of all we have for you today. Hopefully you're staying healthy and staying safe, and we will see you again. Remember, next week we're going to start live videos with Martin, Sean, and Mike. You might see me along the way. I'm not sure yet. Anyways, we're looking at getting things running and back to normal here pretty soon. So have a great day, and we'll see you again.